Hey guys, welcome to another episode of J. Avenue podcast. And today I'm going to be talking about the idea of rejection. I've been wanting to talk about this topic for a very long time as I feel like in society nowadays, lots of people have issues with dealing with rejection. That goes for adults and children. It could, I, I can't really tell you the reasoning behind it, but what I do realize is a lot of times when someone voices and expresses their reluctance to doing something that you want them to do, many people have a problem with that. It's almost as if we are so selfish and self absorbed that we tend to put our needs first or our desires first. And I think it's very important that we understand that people have the right to say no, especially when it involves their body, their own ideas, and beliefs and their own forms of expression. It is completely up to them. Example, sometimes you may talk with someone, especially in the dating world, and they may want you to send a nude picture, or they may want a full body picture, or they may want a voice clip of you talking to them lovingly. And it's sometimes you are not up for that, right? Because while you may want that from me or whoever, it doesn't mean that we have to give it to you. And I noticed that when you do decline and refuse to send certain pictures or videos or etc., when you do decline anything, the way and the extent to which someone gets upset is very scary. Um, you'll see people start to insult you. They start to um, question your authenticity. They start to misdiagnose you as if there's some kind of therapist to tell you that they think that you may be insecure because you don't want to send a voice note or you don't want to send a new picture. And they start to project all these BS reasonings and assumptions, and it's all manipulation just to guilt you into doing what they want you to do because they feel like if I don't know about we're not speaking about men per se right now because I'm talking about my own experiences. So as a woman, I don't know if they feel like tapping into certain insecurities because that is socially generally the assumption as to why women refuse to do certain things, and they couldn't be further from the truth. Another instance is if you're breaking up with someone and they want you to stay and you want to leave, understand that person does not have to stay where they don't want to. So why are you slashing tires? Why are you breaking windows? Why are you doing childish things online to ruin this person's reputation? All because they told you no. Another example. Um, in the workforce, right? Maybe I don't want to come in for your shift. Doesn't mean that I hate you or that there's some kind of beef there. Just don't want to do it. I don't want to babysit your kids. I don't want to do that. If you don't want to take me to the airport or do a certain favor, understand this person has every right to say no. So why is it that when people do say no and they do communicate that, it's not being received? Well, because people have problems with rejection. For whatever reason, whether it is during childhood you got everything you want and you were spoiled, that's a possibility. It could be the opposite. You never got what you wanted when you were younger, so now that you're an adult, you want everything. Could be that you think that because you have a lot of money, you're entitled and you can buy anyone and you can buy anything. And so when someone challenges that, you fly off the handle. And the issue is not being disappointed. I'm not saying that. Please understand. You are allowed to be disappointed because you did kind of psych yourself up for a certain outcome and you expected someone to follow through with the favor or do something for you, that's not the issue. Discipline is not the issue. The issue is when you are so disappointed that you're so disappointed that you end up acting out in a violent one that is unhealthy. That is the issue. That is the problem. So I think that we definitely need to fix that within our community because it's definitely leading to violent spaces. You see it in the news all the time, right? You see people kill people because they didn't get what they wanted. You see road rage. Simple things as road rage. You see young kids killing other kids because they didn't give me what I wanted. It's all over the news. And it's happening nationally, even globally. It's happening nationally, even globally. And that is because of the fact that people are not okay with rejection. Somewhere, somehow, they have placed their desires before anyone else's. And it's okay to do that in certain spaces. But when it affects the other person more, because I'm the one that you're requesting something from. And so it's my body physically that has to do it, or it's me who has to say it or give it to it. I'm the one that naturally should decide if it's going to happen or not because you're giving that power to me because you're asking me for something. So I have the right to say no, just like if I asked you for something and you deny me or decline it, I have to put myself in check to understand that you're okay. It's okay for you to say no without disrespecting you, without trying to belittle you for not doing it or make you feel guilty. I don't have to do that. I don't have to manipulate you just to make you feel bad and say little smart and snide remarks on the side. Oh, you're not going to send me this? And what is the reasoning behind that? Do you think your desires are so much more greater than mine and more can take precedence over mine? No, because I'm the one who has to eventually do the work. And so it's a no. If it's a no, it's a no. And we need to be okay with that and not take it personal. You're taking it personal as if the person is against you, as if the person hurt you. Now, if you're hurt because someone else refused to do what you wanted, then that's a you problem. You definitely need to handle that and deal with that because that is a huge ego problem that needs to be sorted with. Because realistically speaking, the world doesn't have to do what we want them to do. You don't have to. You are not the king outside of yourself. You can be the king of your own body, absolutely, but you can't be the king of someone else's. That's definitely entitlement, definitely. And it's unhealthy. And definitely we need to check that. Another thing we need to do is make sure that we are checking that with our children. We are the ones who teach our children. They learn through seeing us, whether it's witnessing us or us actually having this conversation and discussion, or whether it is how we discipline them, right, and punish them to show them that a no is a no. No is a no. So we need to be more vigilant in trying to educate our children because I see them suffering the most because they're going to eventually grow up to be adults and they're going to function in that same way how they learned, whether it's how they learn to cope, whether it's how they learn from seeing someone else. They model our behavior. So we definitely need to incorporate that in our parenting styles where we are teaching them the value of what no means, no from another person and no from yourself. Because they should be very much okay with saying no if they are uncomfortable in certain spaces. If it's not harming them or harming anyone else, they should have a choice to say no in certain situations. And that should be taught as well. So let me know what you think about this. Okay, take care.